Welcome back to Super Sentai Review, episode number 97. This one's discussing episodes 13 to 18 of Dai Sentai Goggle-V. It's interesting, though, the fact that it's probably going to be Goggle-V be the Sentai where I reach the 100th episode of this review series. Yeah, that's what it seems like anyways. Now, well, in the case of this particular episode, well, the first one feels like something you pull out of some Vulcan, where it's focused on Gogo Yellow, where he basically they're exploring some cave, and of course there's a guy there who kind of looks like him. Yeah, it turns out, according to him, based on the fact he's with him, that he is in fact his father. Yep, his father. Yeah, he's his father because of a amulet, like one of these old-fashioned tropes type of things. Like, okay, interesting to say the least. Yeah, and it's all about basically like him searching for gold. Doesn't find his gold, begins going traveling, and it's an interesting episode. It kind of feels like an episode from Sun Vulcan when Vol Panther's father showed up in the episode. In the case of that one, it was the actor who played Vol Panther. It was his real life father playing his character's father. This one, it's just a character with a similar appearance. Just an actor with a similar appearance. They're not related at all. No, it's an interesting episode. It's a good character thing for him, and that's it for that one. Yeah, in the case of like 14, this is one of those things where they repeat the trope a few episodes later, where you have this polisher. Yes, a polisher polishes like mirrors, and of course he thinks. Apparently, the plan is for this episode. By the way, episode 14, the ending of this episode leads directly into the opening of episode 15. By far, the only time in this entire run that I've seen so far that does this. They're given one last chance to deal with. Well, you have Dr. Iguana and Tazuya. Give them one more chance to deal with the Goggle-V. And their plan: melt the Arctic to cause big with somebody to basically get rid of all landmass. Excuse me, because Death Dark's plan is to basically destroy the world for reasons. Like, if you're going to destroy the world, why the heck would you want to melt the... If you want to take over the world, why would you want to melt the ice caps for? Though this one, basically, they reused a similar plot for this one in episode 18, where you have a polisher's kid getting kidnapped, and he's being forced to basically polish his glass, which he thinks it's for astrologers. It turns out this glass is actually for Death Dark, which they were commissioning him. Yep. And the plan itself does fail. Oh yes, it fails. And then Fuhrer Taboo says, set course for the Arctic right away. Like, immediately. Why? Because in the very next episode, we have a brand new character show up. Yeah. The episode does... It's mostly a character... by the way, 14 is mostly a character episode for Gogo Pink. 15 is quite interesting of an episode. By the way, the 15th episode is called The Revived Demonic Commander-in-Chief. Which, of course, they call him Commander Deathmark. Though online they refer to him as Grand Marshal Deathmark. Don't really know why. And also, apparently, Deathslayer, he apparently is a big fan of his, and he apparently has a lot of respect for him. And Fuhrer Taboo says this, that he's taken over command of the forces. So the general is no longer in charge. Apparently he has no problem with this at all, probably because he has a lot of respect for the guy. And it also turns out that he does know everything that's been going on with Death Dark while he's been slumber. Apparently he's been sleeping on the ocean floor for 2,000 years inside of his little casket. He's a feral type of thing. And we also see the debut of his two assistants, Bella and Beth. Do they speak? No. They're these weird... They're referred to as his handmaidens. Now, why would it be Commander-in-Chief basically handmaidens? Don't know. It's kind of weird. I'm not really sure why in the world this is basically like that for these two, but that's basically how it is. Yeah, first start as dolls, and they go giants, and they go normal size. So, basically, you have the plan of this one involving a mouse. Well, a bee. Yeah, and this is one last plan. You have to succeed, see, like, life force. And then something really dumb happens in the episode. One last chance. You would think that they would say this at the end of the episode. Oh, no. So, halfway through the episode, apparently, it could be this one time, this other time, basically, that they're battling, well, Goggle-V. Deathstalk summons Dr. Guana and Dr. Azealia back to Dystopia, where he immediately executes in failure. Halfway through the episode. Not at the end, halfway through, or not even the start of the episode. And by the way, that's the last you see of the two. They're not even revived. Like, it's weird though. I'm not really sure exactly why they said kill them off for. It could be maybe because the actors probably wanted to lead the series. It's possible, to say the least. But this is something I think is quite baffling. I mean, the case of Dr. Guan himself, he actually appeared in one episode of Jock as a crime boss. He appeared as a detective in Battle Fever J. Dr. Guan, he makes one more appearance in Sentai, and that's in episode Turbo Range, episode 35, and that's it for the character. Well, the guy. Yeah, in the case of Dr. Zoloria, like, I like the woman's look. I'm not really sure, like, this is another character. I'm not really sure why the actor left for the show for. She must have some reason why. Maybe they're busy. Don't really know. I'm looking right now, like... As far as I can tell, there's no explained reason why these two were moved from the show. It's like maybe they wanted to stop the silliness stuff that maybe the show was doing for quite a while. So let's have it where the characters get killed off after 15 episodes. Though in the case of Dr. Zelia, she only appears for 10 episodes plus a movie. Yes, for some reason, I'm not really sure why this is, the actress decided to miss episodes 7 through 9 and 12 and 13. She missed 4 out of 15 episodes. Yeah, do not know why this is. In the case of Dr. Guana, he is kind of similar. I think he missed, the first episode he missed was 6, and he was absent for 10 and 11, though with basically 12 he's there for pretty much the rest of this. Yeah, he missed the same amount of episodes as his counterparts, basically about 4. Yep. I mean, I like the character's looks. Don't really know why in the world they decided to kill him off for. Yeah, I've never heard of this for a Super Sentai where they have 2 supporting villains get killed off like 15 episodes in. The only other time I've seen this happen where about partway in, something around this period of time, where they move a character from a Sentai is with Live Man, with Dr. Orloff, where he was removed with episode 24. That was about halfway through the show. This is only 15 episodes in. It's not even been just a few months into the show, and we already removed 2 characters to make room for a really good character, and they get killed off. I mean, of course, that Darkness kind of basically see is like his power, being intimidated. Of course, Goggle-V do know about him, and the guy himself does not travel outside the base at all. I have read online he does eventually do it when the thing is over with. I will get to that eventually. Yes, but 15 was his debut. 14 is kind of the continuation of that. Yeah, 16 is, well, basically the very next episode, which is a very serious episode, where it's like we have the starfish that would say was all power, and of course, basically, they have at one point, because of the whole basically there's this little girl who needs this blood transfusion in order to live. And basically, it's all about Goggle Red, where he has to travel on foot for the course of a few hours to the next town in order to give this particular blood to this girl. They eventually, like, apparently at one point when they finally figure out a way to use a power amplifier to basically get rid of the draining starfish. Which, by the way, this starfish basically drains all power, including from their cougar, which they mentioned they were going to wreck it, but they don't get it back for some reason. It's like they mentioned that I think the starfish monster was going to mention he was going to wreck it. Also, this is clearly not very good looking costume for the starfish monster, where you can clearly see his black gloved hands and black boots. If you're gonna have a starfish monster, do a better job with it. Why the heck would you show his freaking hands for? At least not his bare hands. Thank God for that. But it's not that good looking of a costume. No, really. Yeah, and of course there'll be other monsters who will revive later on. I mean, yeah, he does take the appearance of a starfish monster. Yeah. He's by far the most dangerous monster I've seen so far. And at one point, they think they forgot about the girl when they do, like, oh, let's go giant size. Oh, by the way, this one, in the case when they beat the monsters one, this is the first time they not summon the Megazord. And they get, that's interesting. Yeah. Like, yeah, it's by far very interesting getting into it. Yeah, 17 is all about a boy and his kappa. And 18 is about a Fountain Youth formula, which the Deathstalker wants to get their hands on it. There are two very odd episodes per se. I believe 17 basically focuses on a one-shot character with a little bit of support from Goggle-Red, who does help out. And of course, it's kind of all the same thing with the following episode, where Goggle-Red basically is heavily active in like 2 straight episodes. Where in the case 18, it's a focus on him because he doesn't know the scientist, and in the case previous one, he just helped out the boy. These are 2 okay episodes. I'd say probably the best episodes, like the most serious ones, are 15 and 16. But you could probably throw in 14 as well because of the very interesting ending to it. Yep. But yeah, not much to say about these 6 episodes. I mean, what's the plot of 18? It's like we have the scientist inventing a formula for this Fountain of Youth. Deathstalker with their hands on it. And do they eventually use it? Do they get their hands on it to use it on the people? No, they get a small sample of it, but the full formula? No, they don't, surprisingly. Some series, basically, they would eventually kind of almost succeed, but not really. As for, here's something also, the episode does not bother to explain. Like, is there a cure? People who actually were transformed with kids? As far as I can tell, they don't go into it at all. They simply ignore it. By the end of the episode, they're just like, oh, these adults are the kids. And you burn the formula to create this thing, and you don't bother to make a cure? He says, oh yeah, nature's cores. Okay, fine. But yes, it's basically a reuse trope, where you have a scientist make something, and Deathstalker want their hands on it. Yes, we're probably going to see this for the rest of the run. 17 is mostly like, oh, let's have a kappa just terrorize people for reasons. Yeah. Oh yeah, and also the little boy, like, they do go into the kappa's backstory, which is probably quite interesting to say the least. Though this is one of those episodes where they have the monster turn from people into creatures like himself. I'm like, that's something not new. I've seen anyways. Yep. But yeah, not much I'll say with these 6 episodes. So this is gonna be it for this particular review. It's gonna be shorter than the last one I did. Next one, Comic Corner, and then it's gonna be how a realist hero built the kingdom. Okay, next video. Bye.